It's your good friend Montrose here, and we're back for another Vlogcast. Remember, patent pending, trademark Montrose Monkington the 3rd, 2018. I'm here with Everett Epcar.
Coog, you look different, Coog. Coog? What are you talking about?
This is obviously not the Coog. He's another member of the Banana Bunch.
Okay.
It's Steve.
He's actually better looking, thank you very much.
I'll give you that, man.
Hot take on that one there. Defend yourself, Coog.
Come back. Defend yourself, man.
Well, Coog got a really good pay-per-view. Steve, not so much.
Yeah, like what's up with this?
Well, that's how this whole thing is going to go. We're going to go back and forth and back and forth. And good
So
ones
eventually
and bad
I might
ones.
land on a good one if you
Yeah,
invite me.
possibly.
Hey,
possibly.
roll the dice.
No,
flip
not that
cards.
one.
No, not that one.
No, I'm saying like odds, chances are.
Oh, okay. So yes, we're watching No Way Out 2005. We just watched the first match, which was Rey Mysterio and Edward Guerrero taking on
Basham.
yes,
Yep.
Douglas and Daniel Basham.
Yes.
And it was a pretty good opening match, wouldn't you gentlemen say?
Yeah, it's a good back and forth. Ray just being like the underdog, constantly getting beaten up, going in for a hot tag. It's fun seeing those guys.
It was a fun finish there where Eddie they lied and cheated and stealed.
It's a nice blast from the past.
Right. Yeah. It was unfortunate that this was the year that unfortunately Mr. Guerrero passed away.
Yeah.
Especially after watching this match, he's definitely sorely missed, and the world is a little bit lesser without him.
Very much.
It's always nice to see him regardless.
Right. We have Taz and Michael Cole on the commentary.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
Well,
Taz
he's not
okay.
Mike Adamley, okay? So
No,
we don't
it's
know Mike
true.
Adamley.
He's not
so-
Adamley.
Right.
Oh.
So there we go.
Ouch.
So we could have, I guess it could have been worse. There's no dumpster fire of a person named JBL. So that's also good.
No, but he's coming out later.
Yeah,
All right, he's wrestling on this one,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we won't have to hear him talk. We'll just have to see him, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so I was really this really didn't have a whole lot of build up to it. I mean, it's just an opener. There's no big story between it.
No, but it had the classic Eddie Guerrero spots.
Right, and they were victorious and became the new WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Yep. And that's
SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Right, because this was during the first brand split,
Yeah.
which I hear the second one is going away soon, which is just
Thank God.
You guys are gonna have a
Awful.
lot of fun with that, I bet.
I think it's awful.
No.
I like the split. I just wish they would handle it better.
No, I like the split, but it's just when it comes to the
No, see with the
a lot of
pay-per-views, I wish they would just do like 1 month SmackDown pay-per-view, and then the next month, like almost 4 weeks
Raw
later,
pay-per-view.
a Raw pay-per-view.
Well, that's what they used to do back in the past.
And then you end up with a blended one, like a Royal Rumble and or a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania.
It'd be a good see.
The Big Four.
It would be great with the format that they have now if they actually brought back the King of the Ring. 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. Boom, there you
Ooh,
go.
that's intriguing.
Hey, they got a lot of.
I do have good ideas once in a while, Mark.
Blind squirrel and that, all that sort of thing.
Exactly, right?
It'll be put to the collective unconscious.
Yeah. Hopefully it will be picked
And then
up.
I'm going to bring it back as my own idea.
I hope to see that.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
we're just gonna flip on that. Now, obviously, these are gonna be a bunch of little videos. It'll be one long video. We'll edit it in and we'll just put it
Including
on.
Star Wipe.
Possibly.
Yes.
Don't give it away.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna move on to the next match, and we'll see you in just a few moments.
Does it go?
Before we get into the match that followed, we did have a bit of a thing there. They had the Divas, and they didn't wrestle.
No, which is again quite the.
They just came out in their nightgowns. You could say
Evening wear.
Evening wear, yes.
They were.
That's it.
They were. It was basically a beauty pageant. They had Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie come out do commentary for it. The ladies come out and they waved to the crowd, and it was awful.
And yet people still complain about Naomi.
Right, and you think and people do complain about my hair. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Just
'cause she's
watch
a
this
nang,
whenever-
nang,
Yeah,
nang,
just watch
nang,
the
nang.
right. Bring it
I'm
to
always
the
going
flow.
to bring this up whenever we watch some of these shows. Dance, number, whatever. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Right.
So this match.
So yeah, just one more thing. I after watching that Diva Search thing, it actually made me feel so much better to the state of women's wrestling in the WWE as it sits now.
Yeah.
very much.
I would much rather watch a Nia Jax take on Tamina Snuka, then have to sit through.
I think just wrestling matches in general.
Yes, because that was the only Michelle McCool was there.
Yes,
That's
kind of interesting.
The only thing of note.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we moved on after that to something that was, I don't know if it was better. Heidenreich took on Booker T.
Yeah, I thought one of us was going to fall asleep.
It was pretty awful.
Yeah,
we got a poem by Heidenreich at the first. He wants to be our friend, I guess.
Were you won over?
No,
No,
not at all.
he's got some work to do. Yeah,
doesn't come across friendly.
No.
he always reminded me of somebody who was trying to be Psycho Sid almost.
That's actually that's a valid point. Actually,
world.
See, that would be interesting for
Right?
him to do semi of a copycat gimmick, because it would have been this.
yes, well, that actually does make a lot of sense.
But he didn't have the maniacal laugh.
No, and also he was smart enough not to
he
jump
just
off the
breathed
top
heavy.
rope.
Yeah. Sid did the clinching with your teeth as he talked.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
and with Heidenreich, he was reading a poem,
Or asked for a retake.
he
of
was
it over.
reading lines, whereas Sid would just say the most ridiculous things.
Sure.
So what would you think of that? What would you rate that match? Like a half a star?
Is there a there is
Good
half
excuse
star.
to talk about anything else, really.
Well, I
We
mean,
did have a good conversation during the match.
Yeah.
So
we talked about. Well, actually, we were talking about Sid because
Sid, yeah.
this gives Heidenreich reminding us of him.
Well, I think we're mad at this because we know what the experiment of Heidenreich was after the fact. Just went nowhere. So, do you really want to be that invested?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But we did have a fun where apparently someone had posited what would happen had Brian Pillman and Psycho Sid actually got into some fisticuffery.
the squeegee fight.
A squeegee fight, and it was actually said that Pillman would have probably killed him.
Yep.
Because he might have been small in stature, but the man could fight, and it was apparently legitimately and renowned for his toughness.
So wrestling, calling you out. Squeegee on a pole match.
Shut up, Russo. All right, we're gonna move on here. Things are not looking up. The first match was really good. Are we gonna have a first match of the night type situation?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
I don't know.
Well, join us on the flip side there, folks. There we go. We had a gauntlet match of some sort.
Yeah, somewhere is
Cruiserweight.
elimination tag.
Right.
Yeah.
Something.
Just excuse just to get a bunch of guys in one room.
Well, at least they got a paycheck, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So what we had Funaki was the cruiserweight champion at the time.
Yep.
He had been, I guess, given that as kind of a recognition for the work he had done for the company. Continues to be recognized. He's one of the Japanese commentators now.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So good for you, Funaki.
Number one announcer.
Indeed.
Oh. See what you're doing there.
Right. Okay, that joke's over with.
Yeah.
So we had Paul London and Funaki were the ones who squared off at the start. And Paul London actually lasted through the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
He defeated Akio, who would later become Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yep.
Who else was in that match?
Oh, the Prince of Punk.
Oh, good lord.
Shannon Moore.
You know what? I
More like Shannon less.
Yes, most definitely. I saw him get the taste left out of his mouth by CM Punk once, and it was delightful.
Tell that to the kids.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes. He was a poser to end all poses.
That
So-
it was.
And
Spike Dudley wearing
Wearing a-
Patriots jersey, which
Yes.
is so great.
Because they're in
working-
Pittsburgh, right?
Right,
So-
he's working some cheap heat there, and of course Chavo Guerrero, who ended up being the winner. He was actually was
right.
able to lie, cheat, and steal, just like his Uncle Eddie.
Yeah, he held onto that rope.
Well, he actually, there's a bit of a contention with this. During the last bit with the Paul London and it was Akio, and they were both down.
Yes.
And the referee was doing a count, like a count 10 to see who would respond. And, obviously if it was a double count out, they're both out. Paul London got up, Akio did not, and the referee eliminated him.
Listen. Here's the thing. I mean, we had this discussion off camera while we were watching this, okay?
That's why we're having it now.
I will never, ever doubt Jimmy Corderas.
I will,
So
because here's the thing.
He's amazing.
So what if, let's say if you were in that position
Yep.
as a ref, like you would follow suit.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
I would have counted him out because you didn't
No.
get up.
Steve?
One guy got up, the other one didn't. The other guy's
Referees,
still down.
reply, post a comment. What would have been the right call?
Yes.
Exactly.
This
We
is-
want to hear from you, referees. Send your messages now.
This is the right call. Every time a double down has ever happened, the referee starts counting. Check, check, 1. Check, check, 2. Check, check, 3, right? And so on and so forth. And then one guy gets up, they point to that chap as being up, and they stop counting. Every single time. Except for this time. Or unless it's a...
Because the match.
unless it's a last man standing
Or
match.
maybe
Right.
Jimmy Wang, Akio or whatever you want to call him, maybe he actually got hurt in the ring. This was Jimmy's way of getting him out of the ring.
Well, you know what? Either way...
Think of that, did you?
Even if it
Yeah,
does, they could have covered it better. Because that is a clear violation of a continuity within the WWE.
The first and only, I guess.
Oh, yes, the only other time that's ever happened.
So what do you think of that match overall, though?
I think it was actually quite good. There was some really nice spots in there. I liked the drama with Chavo and Paul London at the end.
Well, what was it that Taz was saying? It was
Oh, goodness.
He was a smart,
It's like,
smart.
that was a better, smarter, or a more smart,
Yeah.
smarter Taz. The word you were looking for is smarter. That's it.
He's smarter than smart.
Now, how much longer did they keep this incarnation of the cruiserweight after this happened?
About 2 years, and
I
then,
was gonna say, yeah.
and then they gave the Hornswoggle.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how they ended it the first time.
That's too bad.
Yes.
It's good to see that division has actually started to get some more credibility now, since they've gotten rid of the alleged sex offender as their champion.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. But I guess the Triple H has been given a little more autonomy to run 205 Live. They've got Rockstar Spud, or what's his name? Damien?
Drake Maverick?
Drake Matt or something?
Drake, yeah.
Okay. He's the commissioner or
Or if he's
the
in
general
relation to
manager?
that Duke Maverick guy we met there a few years back.
I wouldn't know who you're talking about.
No.
So, but here's hoping that
But you weren't in Canada.
Well, no. Because they did strike gold with that Cruiserweight Classic, before they started 205, and they just kind of, they pooped it all away because they were telling the Cruiserweights to calm it down because they were making everybody on the main roster look, not so good.
So now it'll be interesting to see what their Cruiserweight title tournament of the finals at WrestleMania. Now, I think there's going to be...
I'm interested.
I really hope it's in the body of the card and not just simply like on the pre-show, just like, we got to get rid of... Like,
I'm sleeping most of the day so I can stay up for the entire thing because that's probably going to go at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
Yeah, just like last year there, eh?
Oh, dude, get me started.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to spin on to the next. Join us on the flip side. So we had another Divas thing. It was atrocious,
Very much so.
with the exception of Michelle McCool giving a power slam to Dawn Marie.
Yeah, the great wrestling legacy starts probably at that point for Michelle McCool.
Well, it was better than the other stuff that they were doing. We had one girl that danced to like an 80s stripper-sounding song. Another one gave a highly erotic lesbian massage to Tori Wilson.
Yep.
And I don't know, the other one just said hi a bunch and people booed her.
Yeah.
She was awful. It was dreadful. So it was
The whole thing was dreadful.
Yeah.
another thing that we have been failing to mention on this on the commentaries here is that this evening during the pay-per-view, Batista was supposed to be showing up because when Teddy Long was courting him to come over to SmackDown from Raw because he had won the Rumble that year.
Yeah.
That is true.
And he had destroyed JBL's limo the previous week previously on SmackDown that they had showed us that. So yeah, just to get you caught up. I mean, really, JBL and Batista lighting the world on fire at all?
Nope.
No,
Not really, no.
not really. No. The next match that we had that came up was The Undertaker was taking on that Luther Reigns chap, and he
No
came
relation to Roman Reigns, by the
No.
way.
wrestles just as well though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
No, I'm going to give Roman more props for this because like I'd rather see more of that than this.
Okay, well that's fair. That's fair. I mean, he was pretty terrible, Steve.
He
Yeah,
was.
Luther was
Yeah,
pretty
he
awful.
was. He was always Kurt Angle's little bodyguard. Remember when Angle was...
Actually, they had mentioned that. They had said that they had him and Mark Jindrak had aligned themselves with Kurt Angle.
Yes.
And it was a smart thing for them to do, to align themselves with such a great athlete. And this is smart for Kurt Angle too, because it just makes him look so much better in comparison.
Very much so.
You got Jindrak and Luther Reigns.
Oh,
Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, you are amazing standing next to these two. I mean, you are a wrestling god."
And you say you want a gold medal?
With a broken freaking neck? Brilliant. So yes, the Jindrak got kicked out before the match started, and then we just had a couple of horses wailing away on each other for
as exciting as it sounds.
5 or 10 minutes. Hey, it was still good. Undertaker is still in really good condition.
Well, if you're a fan of the Undertaker, I guess you got your money's worth if you went to go pay. If you're a ticket
I guess. I mean, yeah.
He always had Sarah around with him at that time.
He did. It was just kind of funny. He's just still on the neck there. This was long before he, spending one night at McCool's.
Oh,
So they did that? That's the name of a movie too, right? I thought that was pretty smart to do that. So, yes, The Undertaker was victorious. I would expect nothing less. I cannot see a man like The Undertaker jobbing out to Luther Reigns on a pay-per-view at all.
Well, I know this is No Way Out 2005, so
anything could happen.
anything could happen.
Because this is the WWE, right? So, yes, victorious. He got him with the tombstone. A pretty by the numbers match for the Undertaker when you get right down to it. Not to say it was bad. It just wasn't great.
It felt like a TV match, really.
Definitely, yes. It was definitely
A Sunday Night Heat match.
Oh well, yeah.
Sunday Night Heat matches are like 2-3 minutes. This was like
This was a little bit longer, so this would be like a mid card Raw type of length.
Yeah.
Maybe upper card, I guess. So yeah, there we go. Nothing too big going on there.
No.
This pay-per-view. I don't know, guys.
Pretty nothing.
It's underwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bonkersly terrible, but it's still.
Sometimes meh is even worse at times.
Yes,
There's nothing really to latch on to.
Right, because if it's astoundingly bad, you can at least derive some entertainment out of that. But not the case so far with this one. At least we had that good opener, and that cruiserweight gauntlet match wasn't too bad.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're gonna spin on here. Join us on the flip side. You guys going to do the doodly dood?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Moved on. That was actually quite good.
Yeah, that was a good match.
This was with John Cena taking on Kurt Angle. It was the #1 contendership for WrestleMania that year.
Yeah.
So I mean, solid match. I mean, a lot of people talk some smack about John. I feel Kurt Angle was big responsibility for making the match look so good, but I can't take away from John Cena. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
He came out victorious with the. You know what? I think earlier, just by the by, I think we forgot to mention that Booker T won against Heidenreich via
Oh, we did. Yeah,
Did
that's
we?
right.
If we forgot it.
Yeah,
Booker
it
T.
was a chair to
It was
the
a-
throat.
Yes.
Stop writing to us, Booker.
Right.
I'm telling you, you won the match.
So, but yeah, that aside, we could put that out of our minds entirely now. This John Cena match, there was, you know what all that was really interesting about this match?
What's that?
There were grown men who were John Cena fans in the crowd.
That is true.
They were cheering for John Cena, trying to get him
Chain
killed.
gang
Cena was
soldiers.
very popular at this point. Like, he had that cool rap gimmick and all that. I think just once he won the title, they kidified him and just like, yeah.
Yeah, you know, they were moving away from the Attitude Era type stuff, so they did take a lot of teeth away from a lot of people, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, even Undertaker earlier, he was it was like a weird mixture of his Deadman character and his American Badass character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've got to say, this was I was quite surprised. Normally, but thinking of John Cena, I usually think of a fairly safe kind of match. You know, not by the numbers. There was a match. Maybe 5 knuckle shuffle, which is still the 5 knuckle
It's
shuffle.
still up in the air, debatable. Yeah.
They still got but they got the FU in there. No STFU.
No.
But this one here, it was good. Kurt Angle was intense.
Yeah, they've always had some good matches, the two of them.
Well, it was like that. Wasn't that John Cena's first big match was against Kurt Angle? So I mean, they've got a bit of history there. And I feel that this one was really quite good. And we also had some more debating of the rules, didn't we, Steve?
So what's the verdict on this
I
time?
know. But if you looked at Charles Robinson when he was doing the standing 10 count, okay,
Right.
he called Angle up first,
Right.
and then he looked at Cena. Cena wasn't up yet, and he was holding it up. And then when Cena finally raised, that's when he.
But he
broke
wasn't
it.
counting. He didn't count.
He was going to.
I don't think
But then
so.
Cena got up.
And what about this Cena actually reaching the ropes, and then they didn't break the hold, but Kurt Angle pulled him away from the ropes, and they kept going on.
It wasn't held on. It wasn't held on.
So you're saying that he should have some, like full control.
It has to have full control. That's correct. Even if the control means one finger.
That was yes, but I mean,
That is control because it
Right.
remained. It's not like say I'm gonna steal your nose and I'm gonna go.
no, my nose.
All right.
Oh, still there. Okay, I can see it in the monitor.
See,
It's there. Whew.
right?
Scared there for a moment, you know.
You didn't go full tilt.
But
No, I don't, no, it's Montrose, man. I mean, can't, I already told him, part of this, he had a bit of a New Year's resolution, and so did I. And, I'm not saying his catchphrase anymore.
I do appreciate that, Steve. Makes you a better person. Let's see if you can hold on to that resolution.
I will.
Okay.
You're still young.
So, but I got all that aside. It was, like as we said before, it was a solid match, and John Cena would go on to much bigger and better things after this. A few years later, Kurt Angle will then retire and not do a single thing until 2017.
Yeah.
He certainly would not go to another promotion based out of Florida. No, not at all. No, not a single thing. And you hear that this new rookie commentator that they're bringing on WWE who's never done a single thing ever in the history of wrestling, this Jerry Borash fellow.
He's complete unknown.
I just, out of nowhere, like an RKO.
That
He's never done a single thing. We're going to move on now, so you guys just go ahead and catch us on the flip side. Thank you. Goodness, that main event brought to you by the American Red Cross.
Very much so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blood in that.
Yeah, the hemoglobin was flying everywhere.
So, JBL got cut early. He cut his bicep, by the looks of it, on the top of the cage.
Yep.
And then Big Show, don't know if he got cut the hard way. If he didn't, he cut way too deep. It was like Ric Flair proportions.
Yeah.
You know, it was
impressive.
Yes, very much so.
It was.
The match in and of itself was
Yeah, if it didn't even have that blood, it would be even more.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah.
If the blood hadn't been in there, it would have actually felt like maybe like a raw
It was enhanced
event or something.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The cabinet tried to interfere with the Bashams and that Orlando Jordan chap. They kicked him out. Then there were bolt cutters involved, which led me to question, why didn't JBL just go cut the chain off of the door?
That's true.
Because he climbed the cage and tried to cut the barbed wire.
Yeah, which kind of made no sense. And then he dropped the cutters out of the ring. And,
Right. But I guess the big story in this one is that the Big Show chokeslammed JBL through
through the ring.
Yeah,
Through the ring.
whole ring itself.
Yeah, boom.
So when the Big Show went and broke the chain off with his bare hands and thought he escaped first, it turned out that JBL had rolled out the bottom and won it in a very sneaky fashion.
Oh, he did. He crawled right from underneath the ring.
Which is, in
Through
line
that hole,
with
he got chokeslammed through. I mean, it's pretty ingenious.
and it's in line with the character that he had going at the time. He was rather a scoundrel, as you will.
Yeah.
So and then
Fun fact, though, about Orlando Jordan.
Mhm.
Do you know that was one of Ultimate Warrior's last matches over in Spain?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I was aware, and I heard it was awful.
Oh, it was. I mean, I've
And people
always
had
been a fan of the Warrior, and I know he got paid an obscene amount of money to do that match.
I think
They did not get their money's worth.
No, he came out with the belt, though.
that he had to relinquish afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the match was all over, Big Show was by rights quite upset. Started attacking JBL, and the cabinet came out again to try to make the save. And then Batista, Drax the Destroyer, showed up and started cleaning house, helping out, and running off JBL like as JR would say, a scalded dog. And then John Cena showed up.
Yep.
And to proceed to try to murder JBL at the first aid station.
Yeah, he put him right through the metal barriers or whatever. Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Knocked down a stagehand.
I know.
Like, yeah.
So I really have to ask. I mean, a lot of people will say that this is actually one of the worst No Way Outs. I feel that it's not worst in that it's ridiculously bad. It's just that it's not much of anything.
Maybe it was the placement of the matches.
You know what I think? What helped us with this, why it didn't seem so bad, we were able to flip through the boring parts.
That's very true.
We did this thing like, well, there's a Divas like segment.
Yeah.
We got to flip through a fair bit of that. We didn't have to watch all of the Teddy Long segments they kept doing. Where's Batista? Why isn't he here? You know, that sort of garbage.
There will be times when we will probably be watching through some of the bad stuff, but it should be more tangibly good in the sense of bad.
That being said, we did have to sit through that entire Heidenreich match.
Oof.
Awful. Just awful.
Or as you say, dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. Yes, that's correct, Steve. Dreadful. So, I out of 4, maybe like a 2.
So a 5 out of 10 in that sense.
No, it'd be
No, if it was out of 10, I'd give it a 3.
that seems. I would say
Maybe a 4.
A 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you're going with the 4 method, I'm going to give it 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I feel that they advanced some of the storylines at least decently.
Well, did it make you want to watch WrestleMania in that sense?
Maybe
Just for the fact that JBL is going to get beat up again.
Watching Angle and Cena was like, that Mania is like, it was Angle and Shawn, and they had a really, really good match.
Yeah.
It's like, there's that, but then...
I would say that
Yeah.
the John Cena thing with Kurt Angle and him going on, that was strong, and I felt that was good. I know he gets the poo-poo quite a bit from a lot of people because he did, after this, he did just get pushed to the moon with a rocket strapped to his back.
Unlimited gas.
Yeah.
So, but he did a good job. I can't fault him. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and it was an entertaining match, and you know he was in, I guess, a right place, the right time type situation where he got to be the man.
Yep.
You know, and I would have wanted to watch Mania after that, especially after this little this chicanery that's happening afterwards with John Cena coming out and putting JBL through a table.
Yeah.
You know, and given that JBL was just absolutely terrible, dreadful scoundrel of a heel, I would actually want to see him get his comeuppance, be it from John Cena or Batista.
That's true.
So you know, I feel because we were able to flip through a lot of the boring parts, that this pay-per-view in and of itself I think it gets a bit of a bad rap.
Yeah, just if you are probably watching this, hopefully like some version that gets none of those Diva segments.
Yes, if you're watching it on the network and you can zip past that stuff, because I think that's what really drags it down.
Makes it come across like a regular episode of Raw or SmackDown.
And also, I mean, it's so degrading as well. I mean, you think about the state, as you said before, the state of women's wrestling in the WWE now, and to put in the stuff that they had those women do is just it's terrible.
Yeah, what a time! What a difference of a time, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, that's really it. It was, I feel like I said, it has a bad rap. The next one I'm going to do, I feel, WrestleMania 10.
That's a good one.
Because we'll have that Owen and Brett match, and there'll be the chicanery with Perfect and Luger, that fantastic win for Brett at the end of it. Just all around a great WrestleMania, and I think I'll have a great time watching that. And I know Epcar, you will be here.
1994 was a great year. 7 years ago. Wait, what year is this?
It's 2018, you dimwit.
What's in that pipe of yours?
Yeah, what is in that pipe?
Anyway, yeah, WrestleMania 10.
You have to wait till July, that stuff will be fine and legal. And I am not sure who my next guest will be. Hopefully you will be as cordial and as as nice as you were, Steve.
Yes, thank you.
No, thank you very much, guys, for inviting me over. I mean, this was fantastic.
Okay, so do join me again next month for Everett Epcar and Steve Dussaud, one of the best of the Banana Bunch. I am Montrose Monkington III. Thank you. More later.